But when the acquisition fell through, making profit realization impossible, the CEO went to Google. Welcome everyone. A series of major events are now unfolding, suggesting that OpenAI might genuinely fail, or be acquired by Microsoft, or that something truly monumental is about to happen. You're aware that Meta is now establishing an AI center, investing substantial funds to recruit a significant number of vital personnel, aren't you? In addition, their recent acquisition attempt for WindSurf also fell through because of insufficient funds, and there's talk that Microsoft won't support them either. Sam Altman is currently in a very difficult situation. As I mentioned yesterday, in China, an open-source model named Kimi K2, composed of over 1 trillion parameters, has now emerged, and consequently, it's rumored that OpenAI, who originally intended to release something open-source, has subsequently decided to postpone that announcement. In addition, there are reports that the fund's chairman Son Jongwei intended to provide for Stargate have either been withdrawn or somehow become unstable. As these developments unfold, let's take a moment to clarify what exactly is happening and explore how AI big tech companies and various startups are currently navigating the competitive landscape. First off, OpenAI has stated its intention to give its employees a vacation, saying it will be completely shut down for a week, and this announcement is currently causing a widespread sense of fear and apprehension. As noted here, there are reports that Meta has recently been aggressively continuing its recruitment efforts. However, continuous reports indicate that half of their crucial talent has moved to various competitors, including Meta, and here it mentions Meta's aggressive recruitment tactics and $100 million. What exactly is that amount? That's $100 million, so that would be 130 billion won. They're offering enormous sums as a signing bonus, essentially, join us and we'll pay you. This happened during the first transfer. Lately, OpenAI has been losing significant ground to Google, and the idea that OpenAI's ChatGPT has overwhelming performance is no longer as clear-cut. With numerous alternatives to OpenAI emerging and employees feeling inadequately compensated, these events seem to be unfolding, and truly, is that the only reason? If you look closely, since 2023, almost everyone who attempted to oust Sam Altman has departed. Indeed, they've all left now. Ever since the attempt to oust Sam Altman, a significant number of individuals have departed, beginning with Mira Murati. Senior leaders have resigned, and effectively, more than 10 key leaders have all departed from the company now. The board itself is now heavily structured around Sam Altman, yet it appears that the talented technical engineers who are actually doing the work are all departing, while those managing the company stay. These kinds of issues are quite common, both at Intel and with major corporations in Korea. And then just yesterday, this article was released. So where is the CEO of WindSurf going? To Google. What exactly is the story here? Well, OpenAI's attempted acquisition of WindSurf actually fell through. They initially tried to acquire Cursor AI, but when that failed, discussions arose about acquiring WindSurf. This is also a much discussed topic. OpenAI claims that Microsoft.Windsor's IPS, the various service AI technologies that Windsor provides. Bloomberg apparently reported that they were prevented from gaining access to these valuable resources. So, although OpenAI continued to receive support through Microsoft, that's how the original contract was structured. Microsoft had said it wouldn't give away OpenAI's core assets, basically telling them, hey, you can't survive without us. But recently, they even blocked access to Adept's IP. Consequently, rumors have been circulating that Microsoft's restriction on using Adept's intellectual property has led to the suspension of certain negotiations with Sam Altman. So it means the escalating conflict between Microsoft and OpenAI is continuously growing. However, it is being reported that OpenAI had to secure $3 billion to acquire Adept, but they failed to do so, leading to the collapse of the acquisition deal. This essentially means they lack the necessary funds. There's a lot of talk and discussion that the WindSurf employees were anticipating making a significant amount of money by transferring to OpenAI. This is also heavily discussed on Reddit. Of course, they would have gained significant stock options from the acquisition. OpenAI's valuation is very high after all. But when the acquisition failed, they couldn't cash in. So the CEO, for starters, went to Google. Then, claiming he'd truly challenged Google, Adept effectively moved over, causing OpenAI to suddenly lose both Adept and its own AI prospects. So, from the perspective of an AI service that's building AI agents, they are currently unable to find a platform where they can really take the lead. But it's not only Adept's CEO. Reportedly, not just the co-founder, but key researchers joined Google DeepMind. And as Google acquired some of Adept's IP and licenses, it was undeniably Google that reaped significant benefits from this whole process. And Grok, which I'm currently organizing information on, its performance has turned out to be far, far better than anticipated. It's doing incredibly well across the board, not just in humanity's last exam. And remember the Kimi K2 from my video yesterday? And even with Kimi K2 being open sourced, releasing 1 trillion open source models, and with GPT 4.1 coming out, and even if we get Trump Model 01 or 03, the only way for OpenAI to truly compete with other companies is through open source models. But even with that, with things like Kimi K2 emerging, it's like, oh, we were planning to release our open source model. But we'll postpone it, is what they announced. Especially since Chinese models have an overwhelming market share in large-scale open-source language models, OpenAI has to do something. But they have no money right now, and they're on bad terms with Microsoft. Then, news broke earlier this month. With discussions swirling about OpenAI's breakthrough billion and related news, numerous articles are currently emerging. From the standpoint of OpenAI's cash reserves, it's being assessed as a risk. As you can see here, while there's a Microsoft revenue share within the total revenue, training the models also demands substantial resources. Consequently, they continue to accrue significant losses. And the question of whether this can be sustained keeps coming up. If you look here too, it says SoftBank will only give OpenAI $20 billion for the, and so on. But now, there's talk that even this support from SoftBank is being cut off. OpenAI is trying to switch to a for-profit model, right? It's kind of a strange structure at the moment. With non-profit and for-profit aspects and only 5 months to fully transition to for-profit, these issues are resurfacing, drawing negative attention. Sam Altman's aggressive approach and lack of trust from others are factors. From that perspective, how will they manage their relationship with Microsoft? And could OpenAI itself actually be acquired by Microsoft? Amid these concerns, the company's value has already dropped significantly due to the departure of key AI engineers. OpenAI, which signaled the start of the AI age, is now facing whispers of a major crisis. I'll continue to track developments and keep you informed. Also, be sure to stay updated with the latest news from my Instagram, unreal.tic.era, and get plenty of entertaining videos and AI gags like this. This has been Era.